All right, welcome back to Lost for Words with Lori. It is, it's late. Okay, it's early. Depends on what part of the world you're in that dictates time. Boy, I'll tell you, life is a crazy web of world of weave, right? Especially in toxic cesspool world. You know, it's these weird things when you're up in the middle of the night thinking, and when you're quiet and you're calm and you can digest things that you observe, that some of the things that you think about become more and more important. And I know I don't have a lot of people who listen to my drivel, and that's okay, because I really just kind of do it for me, I guess. But, you know, I've been following toxic cesspool world for a long time, and what goes on there. And, you know, if you listen to anything that I say, you kind of know that creates basically a lot of my thoughts of what's going on in the world around me, in my first world, and in the YouTube world. And the drama that unfolded in the last couple of weeks, that's been 10 times more severe than it has been since I even joined this platform or the community, has been just staggering. And wow, you know, like, what the fuck? And you know, we tried to stay out, and for the most part I have, because I've been nothing but transparent with everybody, and just tried to do my thing and navigate my world, which is what normal humans try to do. And it became very clear to me, you know, today, that there's just people who are miserable, and these narcissists love to just go onto social media and cyberbully people and you know, take advantage of people, and they're just predators. They prey on people on the internet and get their jollies off on, you know, targeting and hurting people. And that's what narcissists do. They're sadists. They're psychos. They have no social. They're sociopaths. They're crazy, you know. And that's what they do. You know, back in our day, they used to do it on the playground. The only difference was they were held accountable. There were consequences. And unfortunately, with social media, there are no consequences, and it makes it harder to hold people accountable when they can hide like cowards and pussies behind keyboards. It's the way society and the culture has turned. And one thing has become very apparent to me, and I mean, I'm just as guilty of it. The difference is that I have boundaries, and I hold my expectations very clear, and I have no problem standing up for myself. And unfortunately, a majority of people on social media don't, and they fall victim to these people, and that's unfortunate. One of the things I want to let everybody know is I know life's hard, and your first world is tough. Life is a really hard place. I know. I've experienced trauma my whole life, and I've made no bones about the trauma I've experienced in my first world in the last 6 months. I lost my soulmate. I lost the love of my life to COVID, and it's nobody's fault. And I've had to navigate that, but I've made it public. You guys have followed along on my path, on my journey, and my struggle, through therapy and through all of the ups and downs of how I've navigated this, and I've been transparent about it. So I know the first world is hard, and I tried to use social media as an escape for me too, to go find fun, to find fellowship, to find friends, and a lot of people do that. We all want to find a place, a community, to have fun and to find commonality and a sense of belonging to something. And I get that. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a social networking thing, not a place to go and be fucking bullied. But it's temporary. It's not supposed to replace your first world. And unfortunately, a lot of people can't face what's going on in their first world, and they escape into social media and YouTube and the virtual world. And they allow the drama that's unfolding there to basically consume them. And these predators and these cyberbullies and these narcissists, they prey on people like you. And that's not your fault. I get it, but they exploit those weaknesses. They find out what's going on in your first world that you're struggling with, and then they use it to emotionally blackmail you. And they're good at it. That's what narcissists do. They do it in their first world to destroy the people around them. And when those people cut them off, then they go searching for it elsewhere. And it's unfortunate, but that's what sociopaths do. I mean, there's textbooks in libraries written by neuroscientologists and psychiatrists about people like this. I mean, it's not rocket scientists, guys. These people exist, and you're a victim to that, but you don't have to be. And all you need to do is just stand up for yourself, establish boundaries, be transparent, and hold yourself and everyone around you accountable, and the bullshit ends. Instead of just blindly listening to a whole bunch of third-party blah, 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 because people are holding you hostage for things that are none of their business. Your personal life and your reason for escaping your first world to come to social media to make friends and be positive and do whatever craft it is that you do is none of their business. You can demand that people stay positive, or they can show them the door. And it works because I've done it. Just saying. You don't have to tolerate or enable bad behavior. And nobody needs to push you around. But everybody's so afraid that being an individual will get you shunned from the cool kids table. Social media is supposed to be fun, guys. It's not supposed to be drama-filled and hate-filled. But that's the game they play. And everybody gets suckered into it. And no one's allowed to be friends with who they want until the big queen bee or king bee or whoever is the flavor of the month that month, who's got the top of the king of the mountain of the cyberbully, community of the month, whatever the fuck it is. The people who are plaguing your communities right now were irrelevant. They didn't exist 6 months ago when I started, or when I became part of this, or a year ago. They weren't even around. How come they're so damn important right now? What have they done for you other than cause drama and misery? But nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to open their eyes. They just want to be a part of something bigger. There's nothing wrong with that. Just consider where you're going. If people aren't lifting you up and supporting you and allowing you to make your own decisions, they're probably not. You're probably looking in the wrong place. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to cut off toxic people from your life and go find the ones that aren't. In your first world, in social media world, it's as simple as saying no, block, ignore. I'm not going to tolerate that kind of behavior. You don't have to ride with the sheep. And who cares what they say about you? If you don't believe those things, the people who know you well enough won't believe them either. And if you feel like you have to defend yourself every time somebody says your name, ooh, who are you? You don't know shit about nothing. You don't know anything about these people. And unless you have receipts to back up your shit, your mouth needs to stop writing fucking checks that your ass can't cash. But everybody wants to sit around and just listen to all these bullshit lies and threats, and who cares? Nobody's better than anyone else. Stop allowing people to prey on you. Stand up for yourself. Establish your boundaries. Be transparent. None of us is perfect. Nobody ever has been. But if people are dredging you up your past and dragging you through the mud, for what? For subs? Because who cares? If you work hard and do whatever the mission was that you set out to do in the first place, then other people's opinions and false allegations mean nothing without proof. Well, I don't need anybody dragging my name through the mud. Who fucking cares? Actions speak louder than words. All of this petty squabbling is high school. And it's detracting everybody. And it's just a power play to get you to spend money on their channels and subscribe to them, so you're too busy fighting battles that don't exist so you're not off creating content and growing yourself. The only person who's winning are the people who think that they're trying to control. And everybody else is just too busy hating on each other. Sorry, that doesn't sound like a fun Saturday afternoon to me, or even a week worth of lives. Don't care. I'm not going to find joy in that. But again, it's up to you. You guys can do it or not. But when all the people have woken up and said, you know what, I don't need that kind of negativity, I'm going to go over here and just ignore all of that. When all those people are gone and all your targets have ignored you or laughed at you or just dismissed you, who are they going to go to next? Who are they going to drag through the mud next? They're going to pick a new target. What did you do this week? Oh, I'm just going to accidentally block you or cause some kind of he said, she said, and get everybody to hate on you for no good reason. They've already done it to a lot of people. Oh, we're not telling you who you can be friends with, but on the other hand, guilt by association, you're the next target. That's how they keep power. Let's send our mob of angry people just so that they can see who's still loyal to them. And then when they see people are starting to stand up for themselves and think for themselves, then they target the next weakest link that isn't part of their army or their so-called loyal followers or even paying to support their channel. And then they go after them. I don't have time for that. It's high school. Give me your lunch money. Go earn your own lunch money. I have no interest in that kind of bullshit. It's high school. Be transparent. Be honest. Be a good human. Do better. These people don't want to do better. They just want to lie, grift, and bottom feed, bootlick, clout chase. I told you guys I have 6 months worth of fucking podcasts, and I'm not plugging my fucking channel. I don't care. It's been there. People only are guided by self-interest. The people that you trust are the people who have never asked for a goddamn thing in return. They're there to support. They're there to listen. They're there for nothing more than to just be a good friend. You know who those people are. And they always get caught in the middle and dragged through the mud. They just don't want to play anymore. They don't have to. Wash your fucking hands and be a good human. Think about it.